Hey everybody, it's Brady from Late Weather Forecast, and tonight I'm going to be doing a video on um, catastrophic Hurricane Eta. There's really no other way to put it. I've had similar updates. I thought Delta was going to be like this, but we now know that Eta will be the storm we all feared. It would be bordering Cat 5, likely a Cat 5. I think there's enough to support it um, in the next update coming by the end of the hour. Um, that that radar image, or sorry, that satellite image says it all for itself right there. It's going to be devastating. It's going to be truly devastating, and you just pray for the folks in Nicaragua tonight, and then we gotta pray for Honduras and Belize and parts of Guatemala too, that they don't, because they're going to get heavy rainfall. They're going to get very, very heavy rainfall. In fact, we'll slide here to the National Hurricane Center key messages here. Um, that last site I showed you was from Weather Nerds. They have great stuff, by the way. Here's the key messages: catastrophic wind damage expected. Where the Eyewall was ashore, where that exactly is very important because it's a very, very small core and a very small pocket of the strongest winds. Okay, they don't go out very far. Okay, we're talking about maybe about 40 miles of hurricane force winds around the center for a borderline Cat 5 hurricane. So that's a very, very small area and forecasted to be a Cat 5 at landfall. Probably will be. So we're just going to call it a Cat 5 at landfall for the rest of the video. But, we're going to be looking at 14 to 21 feet of surge, too. This is a very surge-prone coast. Not many people know about this. Mitch had a lot of problems for this area. Other areas, other storms too have had problems in the past. Hurricane Felix. This is a very storm surge prone part of the Atlantic Basin. And not many people know that actually, but 14 to 21 feet of storm surge is expected. In other words, about 5 to 7 meters of storm surge is expected. So very, very dangerous storm, and then potentially as much as 2 to 4 feet of rainfall is possible for many places. Jamaica receiving heavy rainfall. They have the past couple of days. Cayman Islands, heavy rainfall. Some places could see as much as a foot of rainfall along Jamaica and the Cayman Islands. And Eta could be a threat eventually for them again. We're going to talk about that at the end of the video. And then again, the rainfall is the most important facet to the storm. As strong and as devastating the storm surge and the wind core is going to be, the rainfall is going to be the headline grabber. Is the headline grabber for me. 2 to 4 feet of rainfall with that mountainous terrain is going to cause a lot of mudslides, and it's going to be very dangerous. People are going to lose their lives. There's no other way to put it. People do not have a way to get the message. They're too out of the loop. A lot of people living in rural areas near the mountains, they just do not have a lot of access to updated information, and it's sad. And people are going to lose their lives because of it, because they're not going to be prepared. Um, they're essentially living living a life, of 50, 60 years ago almost. It feels like for many people. But they don't have all the latest data, and we need to find a way to get these people better updated in the future. Hopefully they are, but they're likely not. A lot of these people that live in the rural areas of Nicaragua and Honduras, there's just not a lot of way to get the message out to these people. So hopefully they're able to find a way to get it. Well, at least most of them, if not all. But there's going to be casualties, and people are going to die. That's just, it's sad. You don't hope for it at all, but that's just the reality with these kind of powerful storms. Here's the satellite loop. I've been looking at this thing all day long, and it continues to just look good. It just continues to impress me. There's really nothing I see here that makes me go, this thing is weakening, and there's nothing I see to indicate that it's not still strengthening. we look at the Dvorak satellite, see if we've had an update. No, but it's been continuing to go up. People were obsessed with the raw T number on the right, and that can tend to be very wrong. I knew that coming in, so I wasn't really looking at the raw T number too closely, and everybody started talking about it. So I was like, maybe it's onto something. But I had the right idea from the beginning. The adjusted T number is more important to look at, and that indicates that a 7.0 is a category 5 for reference. Okay, 7.0, we're past that with the adjusted T number. We're at a 7.1. If I had to take a guess, I would say this is currently around 160, 170 mile per hour category 5 hurricane right now. I don't know if there is a 170 mile per hour category 5. I don't think there's a 170 mile per hour category 5. I don't know if that's I don't think that's possible, but it's around that range right now. So about 160 to 165, I think this is right now. Pressure continuing to drop, likely around 920 millibars. And latest drop zone was in there over an hour ago and found. We're in a 924 millibar pressure, so it's likely around, if not below, 920 millibars right now, and continuing to strengthen. The Dvorak satellite tends to be off here, picking up on nearly 10 degrees Celsius I, which in the prior scans was around 6 degrees. So that's continuing to rise, and the warmer the eye, the better structurally sound it is. So that's not good news either. National Hurricane Center is forecasting for Hurricane Eta to become a Category 5 hurricane. And let me find that. Here's the interactive tracking map. And you can see here yet forecasting wind gusts near 200 miles per hour. And it's just a devastating situation that is unfolding. And here we'll take a look. Now I have to mention something too. Recon has had 4 out of their last 6 missions have been canceled because of either communication issues or maintenance issues or just problems with the plane. These planes are over 20 years old. They're for all the technology we have this year. When you go to buy a phone, do you say, give me the one that's 20 to 25 years old, or do you say, give me the brand new iPhone 12 that has 5G? Which one do you think you want? Why can't we get them the best technology to help save our lives? These people are heroes. A lot of they're soldiers. These people they fight and they breathe our air, to save our country every day. This is their job. Their job is to get in a plane and fly into a storm that could be as powerful as 200 miles per hour. That's their job, for a living, okay? They know they risk a chance of every time they get in that plane that something could go wrong. And today something could have gone very wrong if they weren't smart enough to come back. This is a disgrace to our country that we can't get more funding for this department, and I'm appalled. I'm really appalled, to see this. This is everything we go against in the United States. I'm just frustrated. I'm frustrated and I'm pissed off on every level, that we can't get these people better technology and better upgrades to their planes, because they deserve it for everything they do for us. They take a low salary. They don't get much money in the first place, and we can't even get them good and updated planes. So that's just so frustrating. So frustrating to see all the work these people do and all the time these people give up for us. We can't even give them that. So yeah, that's frustrating. Had to get that off my chest because lots of other people agree with me on this. This was the last vortex message indicating we have a 7-mile closed eye. A 7-mile closed eye. Very small. We've had a pinhole eye all day, as I've been talking about, and it's going to continue. It's been around 5 to 7 miles the whole night long since Recon's been investigating it. So it's a very small eye, and using conservation of angular momentum to wrap around its winds in a tighter and more confined area, but faster. And it's able to. It's subject to intensity decreases very quickly, but it's also subject to intensity increases very quick. And that's what we've been looking at all day long. There hasn't been a point in the storm where it hasn't been rapidly intensifying today. Very few points where we can indicate where it hasn't been intensifying. So it's been going to town today and working very, very hard to continue to intensify. So a very powerful storm we have our hands right now, and get the forecast models out, because I do need to talk about the long range future. Actually, I haven't even viewed the HRF yet, and let's see what it has for landfall. Okay, it looks like it has it staying over water for a lot more time than expected. That's actually really interesting. Okay, I'm just going to go to the long range anyways and not even go into that. That's not important. Landfall is expected tomorrow morning in Nicaragua. That's what you need to know. All right, let's go in. And we can see landfall here in Nicaragua tomorrow morning. And then look what happens here in the future. We have to watch this. Does it dissipate over land, and then the energy that used to be a part of Eta becomes theta now? We have to watch that. Or does the same center of circulation from Eta is able to survive all the mountainous terrain and reform again? Well, not reform technically, but get back into the waters and re-intensify and become a very powerful hurricane, just as the Euro was indicating here. And that's past what I want to show you. I'm only going to go out 7 days here just to indicate, but I will play it out to show for one reason. The Western Caribbean is very, very still in play for powerful hurricanes, and it can support a major hurricane for sure, and it can support a powerful major hurricane. So we need to prepare for that. That is possible. But mainly, let me get my last point across here before I finish up. We need to watch this. Florida, 2 weeks down the road, you need to watch this. Okay, that's a long time, and there's a lot of things that could change about Florida. You need to watch this. Cuba, the next 7 to 10 days, you need to watch this. Jamaica, Cayman Islands, you need to watch this within the next 3 to 5 days. We'll get a better idea, but you need to watch this very closely. Cayman Islands, Jamaica, and Cuba over the next 5 to 10 days. Very, very closely. Yucatan Peninsula, you have to watch this as well, because depending on where it reforms, it's possible you could be looking at a very significant heavy rainfall threat, where some places I wouldn't be surprised even from just Eta alone, or what could be theta eventually. I don't know how it's going to shape up. Could be seeing as much as a foot of rainfall, as well as we've talked about. Belize, Honduras, and Nicaragua is going to see very significant rainfall, as much as 4 feet as possible. But the northern part of the Yucatan Peninsula is also going to be at play, and the northeastern part could be at play for as much as a foot of rain. So we're going to have to watch that very, very closely. And other models too are indicating in the latest GFS, you can see having it play it back here, having it get back out into water, and then strengthening, as we can see here, and then it plays out a weird scenario. But mainly what you need to know is hurricane season is not over. The Western Caribbean is very favorable for development. We need to continue to watch the progression tonight of major Hurricane Eta, which just continues to look very powerful. This is weather.cod, by the way, if you want to look at this satellite image. Just a very powerful, and there is an Eyewall replacement cycle happening. By the looks of it, it may be starting to occur. Little hint of signs possibly, but not enough evidence to say it's taking place right now. But it is taking place immediately. It is underway, though. It is definitely underway. Well, let me stop there. Those gravity waves emerging tonight are just ridiculous. Unbelievable. But it is starting. There has been signs of a concentric eyewall forming around the immediate center. So that will likely happen. Does it happen before landfall? I don't know. That's going to be very important, actually, because if it the latest HWRF run might have been indicating an eyewall replacement cycle right before landfall and more stalling right before landfall, which would not be good for rainfall purposes. But an eyewall replacement cycle is in the beginning stages of happening How soon does that happen? I don't know. So for now, just expect continued intensification until landfall. Yeah, but that's just going to about do it for me. If you live in Central America, I'm really praying for you tonight. I really hope you all stay safe. What's going to go down tonight is going to be, and tomorrow, and even the next few days with the rainfall. It's going to be something that some people have never seen before, never imagined possible. So yeah, we got to watch how this unfolds, and hopefully we can avoid a worst case scenario. But it seems like it's inevitable at this point. So um, that's going to do it for me. Thanks for watching, and peace out.